Alright, so we have a Necropolis Grail semi-final on our hands, and I get to watch the draft live here, so that's nice. At least the saves, we don't get to see the map draft. I guess they're doing that by chat. Anyway, it's a best of 7. They get to pick 8 saves, and here we go. Draft is over. Uh-oh. Let's see. Weird. There we go. Thanks, Matt. Alright, I got a new follow. Thanks for the follow. Just that guy, Henry. Right, so the lobby is up. Let's just go back to the draft for a little moment here. And Montsnack will tell us when they launch. So, well, let me pull up the maps as well. So these are the maps, in addition to... This is live indeed, guys. Yeah, they're about to launch game 1, so you're not missing out on anything for it just yet. So it's a best of 7, means we'll see quite a few maps here. And yeah, let's have a look at the seeds here. Mayans. Looks like not too archer heavy on Zupamannn's side. I would assume he's might be going for either of these 3 civs. If he goes for arena, for maybe his, I don't know about the map picks. I should have asked them about that as well, but we'll get that as we go. Then it's Montsnack. More archer heavy civs, Viking, Japanese, and Burmese. That has to be for arena or hideout actually, but for the most closed maps anyway. Then we have Magyars and Malians, fantastic for more open maps like Arabia. And Mayans could be good for Tudoburg actually with their eco bonus, so that's an option there. And there's of course Italians for the hybrid map, or Persians for the hybrid map for Montsnack. Could go for Vikings as well for Danube, or any other map that may or may not include water. Cuban's also decent arena save, or hideout for that matter, for some kind of feudal age or the cast age ram push. Let's see, I think they're starting. V14, perfect. Let's see. I'm not gonna search for their... There we go. Let's hop into game number 1 here. Malians Lithuanians on graveyards. Hold on, let me just add a SIM card. There we go. Just a bit of fast forward just to catch up with the actual live action here. It looks like a rough start for Bansnak here because he didn't have any food right next to his TC. Brought in the sheep now, but that's already a little bit of idle time for him. That's a bit unfortunate. There's the fast speed as well, doing some stuff. It's missing one sheep. Is that only? Oh, there are two, right? Yeah. But that's on Zupamannn's side. He pretty far out for him, so that's really unfortunate. But at least both boars at the same spot for Zupamann here, so that should be okay. Bansnak is scouting as well to gain the necessary intel here. I think he should have... okay, he's gonna find his boars right now with some sheep scouting. I hope he finds both. There's one. Yeah, there we go. He's gonna find the second one as well. So nice scouting there from Bansnak, getting most important resources down here. Zupamann, meanwhile, hasn't found the boars yet. They're out here, so I hope he doesn't get too unlucky here. Has to be mentioned as well, this is played on fast speed, of course, but if you have a nightmare start, you always have the option for at least one restart. Could be it's even 2 restarts for the best of 7, I don't completely remember. So we have a pause here. Could be discussing Greece here because, yep, exactly. But it's Zupamann calling the read, didn't find his boars by the minute 4, so we have a restart. Fully understandable for Zupamann, even though he has a significant villager lead here. But he obviously can't know that at this stage in the game. So, why not? So a bit of a rough start there, spending the restart already in the first game, but of course you want your first game to be off for a nice start as well. Oops. How do we do this? Alliance. Lithuanians. Go, back to lobby IE again. So it should be a quick restart here, just picking a color and then getting the game going. Just keep refreshing here until it shows up. There we go. Let's just get on with it. Same saves, obviously. Malians versus Lithuanians. So there we go, catching up again. Didn't really get to look too much on the map last time, but that doesn't really matter because they restarted. But here we go. So advantage of being Malians here. Your buildings cost less wood, means you can dock earlier, and Bansnak with a pond so close to his base here. That's just perfect with all these deep fish. This is basically a potential for more than 1,000, almost 2,000 free food here before even going into the fish traps. So that's great for the Malians. He has some decent golds here as well. If he walls off this section, this back gold here should be very safe. That's some nice gold access, and then there's main gold up on the hill here as well. Pretty decent map for Bansnak here. Stone being forward though, so if for some reason Zupamann should opt for a tower rush, then Bansnak would be in a bit of a trouble to defend with defensive towers because his stone will most likely be out of his reach. Meanwhile, on Zupamann's side, he has some 2 nice ponds pretty close to his base as well. This one with no deep fish whatsoever though. Is Bansnak gonna copy Kong? Maybe he will. Kong had a massive performance as Malians on this map. with the never-ending push starting out with Pike Siege. But that was against Persian, this is against Lithuanians. So all in all, I favor Lithuanians more here with the Zupamannn's choice, simply because Lithuanians, they get a smoother start with starting with 150 extra food, sorry. And look at all the relics, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, I think it's 9 relics on this generation. So it should be easy for the Lithuanian player to get to the relics bonus here, and once he goes for the +4 relic knights, he is in a very, very great spot. A bit of unfortunate there not to spot the sheep, and not to spot Banzanak's sheep either. So could have snagged some nice food here, Zupamann, but sees the house dock villager Banzanak here, chases down, but will risk running into TCFR and backs off here. So, but I'm a bit surprised to see Zupamann going forward this early. Is he looking for the lane or something? I mean, he could easily snag this sheep if he finds them. But they are Gaia still for now. Banznak is keeping his scout close to home now, just so villagers won't be in unnecessary danger here. And looks like they both got enough scouting intel, got their ores down, right? Already one boar brought in for Zupamann here. And meanwhile, gathering ready. Is he going for, maybe he's going for the early, a very early kind of rush here, because he's, or he's just harassing the scout, could also be this still undoomed villager from Banzanak. Chasing the scout here, causing idle time. We see 19 to 17 villager count already, and that's without any fish boom, so Banzanak falling behind here. Zupamann now going to wood, is already going up to the next stage. He's going the 20 pop up here. It's definitely going to be scouts then, and then he'll just opt for the water control later on, I assume. Also looks like a bit of house walling foundations here, maybe actually kind of a panic house here just to get going, but his eco is set up for scouts nicely here. Actually can't afford too many just yet, but he should be fine. And Banznak already opting for the farms here. I mean, Valiance, you could do that. You save the wood from buildings, dropping stuff. I don't quite understand why he would drop the barracks in the back though, but he probably hasn't scouted his opponent's side yet, so his opponent may very well be on this side as well, but he's actually up here. So this barracks kind of odd placement considering his opponent's, the direction his opponent's units will be coming from. But finds his last 2 sheep, brings them in. That's why he opted for farms as well, because he was actually missing 2 sheep. Didn't want to get any more unnecessary idle time. Fuel H is in for Zupamann, and Banznak lagging a bit behind here, but going up at 2 more pop as well, so that could potentially give him an edge eco-wise. I'm surprised to not see him dock yet though, because the Malians would saving potential. So stable, and scouts production is up for Zupamann here. He has gathered the most significant intel here on Banznak's side. Knows the berries, knows the wood location, and also with his initial scout, you're just looking out for some walling here. So it's going to be open for Zupamann scout here. That could be devastating for Banznak here, going for the 2 villagers and for a Drush or more like men-at-arms style approach here. Could also be good. I mean, it's even tougher to quick wall against these kinds of offenses in on fast speed, but there are also 3 scouts here already for Zupamann ready. I think they are assuming this is coming. Yeah, nice scouting awareness from Zupamann here. Gets the rush, will pick off this militia before they can even become anything. But Banznak, nice reaction as well, queuing the spears immediately. Also delaying Zupamann scouts, so that could be considered some value from the militia after all here. Here comes the archery range. That's not going to do too much against the scouts here, but the range goes up in time. Quick walls do not. But yeah, so we'll take some losses here. There's even loomed villagers going down significantly quickly here, but Zupamann loses 1 scout, but actually behind as well now with in the lead as well. Extends his villager lead by another villager, taking 1 villager there, and Banznak with his spear out on the field now, ready to chase the scout. He's also using his initial scout to help out here, and just now starts the wall off here. So not the best start ever for Mannsnak here. It's not one thing is fast speed coming unsettling, but then again you could also expect Lithuanians to go for scouts opening. So looking at the map here as well, I mean it's not the worst wall of you need a few palisades on the shoreline just to be ensure that nothing passes through here, but then again it's just this little section here could have potentially committed to walls earlier here, and then this small section on the side and where would be fine here. Looks like Mannsnak's initial scout will go down here, but the spear will get a pick off. That would render Mannsnak blind for the moment. Does he know the location? He knows where the scouts came from, so yeah, he knows the location of his enemy base as well as archers and spears forward now. So these guys could deal some damage here at least. At the very least, delay further walling from Zupamann here, now causing idle time on Zupamann. But Zupamann already docked. Mannsnak not docked yet, even with this fantastic potential for fish income here. So that's going to boost the food score of Zupamann significantly here, now also with an archery range of his own. Lithuanians trash units like spears also extra efficient. Now we might actually find his last few sheep. Now he misses them again. But skirmishers on the field, they can deal nicely with both spearmen and archers, basically countering anything that Mannsnak brings on the field now. So Mannsnak would need to consider adding something more, I believe. His men-at-arms wouldn't be too bad, although expensive here, but they could tank a lot of obviously skirmisher fire, but also archers fire, because Malin's militia line get free 1 extra pierce armor per H. So nothing that, yeah, actually with the current eco setup, Mannsnak could afford some men-at-arms at some point as well. Loses 1 spearman to a wolf there, unfortunately, but has the spears chasing the skirms here. As long as he stays close, he can deal damage, but then there's the wolf as well. Hi, Yagzia! Welcome to the stream to Yaxia as well. Thanks for stopping by. Do subs get Snapchat? Yeah, if you ask nicely, maybe. Does Akkal-AOE even have Snapchat? So Scout, nice, gets cleaned up here again by Zupamann. Military count 4 to 3 now. That's skirms for Zupamann and actually an archer as well. But archers moving forward for Mannsnak wants to deny this goal of Zupamann. Then Zupamann would need to migrate to the back here to have a gold access. Ah, you're KMD Yaxia and your friend of Bansel. Okay, nice. Nice to see you. So you should know something about this playstyle then. Just chip in if you have any insights. Oh, nice. Nice chasing with the 4 archers here from Mannsnak. It's good value from his little army here. It's only 5 military for Mannsnak, but it's getting great value now, forcing Zupamann to garrison a lot of villagers here. That's 16 idols for Zupamann right now, and 37 villagers even for both players. But also 1 ship for Zupamann. So actually it's Mannsnak with his idle time being caused here in the actual villager lead now. It should be 1 villager more, yeah. And at the moment floating very much wood though. And Zupamann up to the castlate with Mannsnak at 20% at the moment. Let's see if Zupamann can exploit this. He could certainly start hunting the relics, but running kind of low on wood here as well, so I don't think that we'll be seeing any more production buildings just yet. So I have to commend Mannsnak on his forward here, taking Zupamann off gold yet again, playing the map nicely here. But of course will be chased by skirmishers as well, and this is fast speed, the knights running after us. Here come the villagers going to gold again. Mannsnak lacking a little bit in military here and doesn't have the greatest answer to knights just yet. His eco was kind of fragile as well. He's on has a dock now though, so he could create even more efficient ships here. Sorry, that's Zupamann side, sorry. No dock yet for Bansnak, and he's floating lots of wood, so once he finds an opportunity, I'm sure he will dock and get that fish boom going as well. That would really benefit his food score here. Knight's now ready to harass the gold of Bansnak here as he reaches cast age and goes straight for the camels. So nice awareness there with already a few stables up, ready to counter the knights. You know that Lithuanians will bring knights to the field after all. So, but the Knights of Zupamann have upgrades here. The Camels do not, means that when the Knights have superior numbers, they could take decent fights here, but of course, makes sense to back off as well. There are Spears of Camels here taking the fight. I think this is a good fight for Bansnak, even taking the heal here, and now chasing down the Scrubs as well. We're looking at the military lead for Bansnak at this moment. And Zupamann, a bit more unlucky with this map gen. It's tougher for him to full wall, although he has some foundations out here and there. I think he's opting more for being the aggressor, dictating the pace of the game here. It's Bansnak housed at the moment, so that would put a stopper to his camels production. Meanwhile, Zupamann is getting the second armor upgrade, and Bansnak drops some forward siege. Forward siege, never a bad idea. You could just take out your opponent's buildings, but with knights on the field, doesn't exactly make it easy. But the pike siege push here with Malians could be strong still against knights, but it's spotted by Zupamann, I believe, and is Bansnak being outnumbered here. He's dropped down a few houses now, so he should be okay with production again, but being outnumbered by Lithuanian knights here now with a +2, are there any relics yet for any player? 2 relics for Zupamann, so we actually didn't take any upgrades. He's going for knights numbers without taking the upgrades for just yet, because he gets the attack for free anyway. I mean, attack upgrade, defense is teched obviously here, but Bansnak now stacking up on some few more camels here. The military count's pretty even here. His siege workshop stays unbuilt for now. Could be. I'm still surprised not to see Bansnak docking and Zupamann now docking this pond here. So Bansnak will need to fight for this pool now to get make use of the fish here. But nice cleanup for Bansnak here now. Zupamann will need more numbers, even with his extra attack now. Has collected 3 relics already, so that's +3 free attack, and could be +4 with relics only. And then once he gets the actual attack upgrades as well, the knights would have potentially +5 or +6 maybe. I mean, Zupamann really exploiting the fish opportunities here on the graveyard map. He's going to get so much free food here unless Bansnak challenges it, and I don't think Bansnak sees that he is fishing either. This is just so great addition to the Knight's production for Zupamann, because he will virtually have endless food if he's not challenged here. So I think Bansnak needs to scout this area a bit more just to make sure. He's been down here, so he's seen some opponents. He hasn't seen any docks yet. So he doesn't know, he must be suspecting that his opponent is using the fish, but because the general numbers of knights being pumped out, that's also an indication that you have some very good food eco, and Bansnak's been in the base scene, quite a few farms as well, of course, but look at the villager counts. This is, of course, quite a few fishing ships working for Zupamann as well, but he has a superior villager count overall, and this is not looking too bright for Bansnak, although defending nicely here. Forced to garrison now with 27 idols total is garrisoned, both DCs, and this Lithuanian forward here now with +5 and a +2 armor. That should be unstoppable once Zupamann gets the numbers out here. He's about 10 knights forward now. Bansnak calls the GG. Understandably so, but I think the game could have turned out very differently if Bansnak had opted for the legs earlier on. If he had the multitasking surplus to do so, with lack of a better expression. But lots of things to think about, and it's fast speed after all, so you just can't really focus on everything at once all the time. Let's have a look at stats here and move on to the next game whenever they are ready for it. I'm gonna update the score as well. So it's 1-0 for Zupamann here. And we'll be moving on to Bansenak's home map. Why am I second in scoreboard? What do you mean? Spec cheating? Oh, no, don't make these accusations, Demise. If you're thinking about the order here, Zupamann, it's because of alphabetical order, nothing else. Ay. So KD 57 to 37 Lithuanians, Knights working out here, but that's also a strong arena save use for Zupamann, so I look at the up times. Very significant here, this early up. Bansenak's militia forward put a slow down Zupamann scouts a little bit. Yeah, good luck in the next one. And 4 relics captured. 2 easy on graveyards to catch the relics, and the fish boom doing wonders for the villager production as well. Was it only 1 TC actually for Zupamann? Yeah. 1 TC full nice play button with the docks to support the food eco. Let's have a look. So if they're sending me the IDs again. New room gate 2. Alright. Thank you, sir. Brief look at sieves here. We will be seeing... Okay, they probably launched already actually. Hold on. Baltic. So Persians versus Italian on Baltic. So not unsurprisingly strong hybrid lap saves for both players here. Bansenak playing as the Persians. Look at his eco here, he's already dropped a couple of houses but still has 200 wood left, means he could go straight for the dock if he chooses to do so. And Zupamann, meanwhile, is with Italians for this one. Also a strong Baltic civ. It's their aging up is cheaper, costs hold on, 15% less to age up. That means fuel age for 400 something food, and fishing ships are cheaper as well. You could have a fantastic fish boom with Italians. Dock technologies cost less as well. That effectively means you could sustain fish production, fire ships or galleys production much more easily, or get to the tech earlier while keeping up production. And then there's gunpowder units, more applicable for land maybe, but yeah. Oi. Looks like there's some snow on the field here. Come on, Bounce, you can do it, I love you. Yeah, nice to have some fanboys for both players here. That's good news. So a bit of idle time for Zupamann here, not ideal. That should potentially set Bansenak in a spot to be in villager lead here. Looks like he's going for the dock. No, he's going for the boar first here and then the dock later on. So this is Bansenak's home map after all, and he's picked a strong sim for a hybrid map with Persians here. Should be able to contest the water fighting easily with Persians. The docks work faster, so once it comes to the fighting on water, Persians are able to reproduce army more quickly. And nice quick walls from Bansenak here as well. Here comes the dock from Bans, and Zupamann already with the dock out as well. So they are pretty similar in that fashion, both players adding fish, but Bansenak should have an easier time adding the first few fishing ships with his extra wood to start. But the village counts pretty even here, fishing ship production even as well. But But fast speed causing a little bit of stressful situation for Zupamann here with the border. And here's, oh, that's unfortunate for Zupamann here. His villager was walled, his docking villager, shore fisher was walled in, but now he loses one villager to, wait. Alright, I hope he didn't teleport through there. I guess it was an unlucky quick wall attempt there. That's one villager down for Zupamann. Great news for Banstenack against his Italian opponent here. Zupamann taking Loom now, just to make sure he doesn't lose any more villagers. Still a bit far away from the feudal age click, missing. No, he's quite close actually with Italians. He could click up pretty soon. But Banstenack as well is missing only the 100 foot to click up. It looks like he's opting for a bit more population here, not only fishing but also on land with his 20 villagers here. And it's going to be Zupamann going to first to the next stage after all. Looks like he wants to... is he gonna wall in the scout here now maybe? Yeah, he's not going to be allowed to get some hits in, but this is probably to get the second dock up in time for the next stage. No dock just yet, he's only on 40 wood, so a bit unfortunate wood disposition here for Zupamann. 11 on wood for him and 10 on wood for Banstenack here. But only one lumber camp for Banstenack. I think Zupamann has 2, so that should benefit his wood eco collection in the long run. But for now, Banstenack is saving some wood, and he should be able to drop the oh, there goes Zupamann Scout as well. Nightmare start for Zupamann for this one. He spent one restart. He could not do it for this game now. It's simply gone on for too long. But Banstenack not needing to quick wall the villager now because he just took out Zupamann Scouts here. So feudal age, however, in for Zupamann. Let's see, he's queuing the fire galley now. He has 2 docks as well. And 13 on wood, 4 on gold. Banstenack with 15 on wood, 3 on gold. So more heavily on wood for Banstenack. I guess he wants to extend his fish eco even more. But also both players queuing naval army here. Zupamann opting for the galleys first here. Actually a mix of fire galleys and galleys, but Banstenack sticking only with fire galleys here from his 2 docks. Banstenack's thing here with Persians though is that the docks working faster. And this fiction, it looks like Banstenack has limited scouting intel on water. The fishing ship are taking shore fish for now. Of course, they will get to the deep fish eventually, but meanwhile, fire galleys in queue, 4 fire galleys in queue total. Now 2 ships out against 2 for Zupamann, but 1 being a galley. Let's see how that worked out for him. He could hit and run with 1, but Banstenack just splits up nicely here. And looks like a nice, easy kill for Banstenack there. He could bring this ship back now and then challenge with the healthy one here, but looks like he wins the fight. No villager is here, so we favor Banstenack now. We will bring the weak ship back and bring the fresh ones from the docks out and take fight. Not bring the weak ship out into a forced fight like this. It's 2 against 3, but he's gathering some valuable scouting intelligence now, but will lose a fire galley a little bit too easily here. A little bit of a debate there, though. He gets the ships out. It's 2 against 3. Lose another one, but picks off 2 of Zupamann and KD, much in favor of Banstenack now with 5 to 2. So chasing the galleys again, and I have to say Zupamann is keeping up nicely here, though. Although his docks don't work nearly as fast as Persian. Persian docks work 20% faster, I believe. So let me have a look. Work rate, 10% work rate in feudal. So, and that's only going to increase in later game for Persians as well. Now a weak ship being brought back here from Banstenack, but no villager in place to get the repairs. So, no, actually that was Zupaman's ship. So get the colors confused here. It's not not too easy to tell the difference here when they're up close. But let's toggle the ships count here for a moment. 4 ships for Zupamann, 5 for Banstenack. But galleys doing work here. Banstenack choosing to pick off the ships. I think that makes sense against the Italians, although the fishing ship are cheaper. Banstenack can afford, in a much larger extent, to lose fire galleys here, since he can simply reproduce them faster. But the more ships you lose, the more it affects your eco as well, obviously. So let's toggle the Italian player's eco for a moment. Looks like he's floating slightly more resources, but other than that, their setups are kind of similar. Actually, two fewer villagers on wood for Bandstenak, and both players committing to feudal age play for the time being. Bandstenak chasing galleys. As long as he gets in close, he will get some nice kills in here, but he might also be subject to a surround from ships here. So I think now he will be sandwiched here, but has another fire ship. I think he needs to send in more fire ships more consistently, maybe wait for more numbers before he engages, but he keeps the numbers nicely down here. It's only 2 military for Zupamann now, and he will be losing fish as well. Focusing down the fish here now, sending in 2 more fire galleys to deal with the galleys here, and score doesn't look very uplifting for Zupamann here, but that's also an issue of scouting, as we see here. That attributes to final score as well, but now I think there are 3 ships for Zupamann. There are mainly inside his docks here. He needs to stack up on some numbers, but he's doing a demolition ship as well, so if he can get a nice hit with a demolition raft, he could even the odds here a little bit, but Bandstenak going for the water domination here. Meanwhile, Zupamann scouting a little bit on this side, trying to gather intel, trying to find the location of the docks. He actually only knows about these 2 docks for now, but there's another one up here. Zupamann might be scouting to see if there's something here as well. But for now, doesn't look too bright for Zupamann. But on the other hand, if he sees his production, he will have more eco in the bank. He's lost his fish eco, so he will need to go for farms sooner rather than later here, but he still has to hunt, so he has the option of some 300-400 food here to take in addition to the berries, so not in a rush for the hunt just yet, but I would, if I were Zupamann now, losing water for the time being, I would definitely start opting for some farms to make sure I could get to the next age and get things done. But he clicks the cast age, but will be struggling a little bit through the eco once the berries run out here. Here comes some land walling. Bandstenak also commenced some kind of wall here. He is still committing to the feudal age play, but is also close to the next age click. And Persian TCs, they work faster from feudal age onwards, which means that his going up to the next stage will happen 10% faster. So he will actually catch up a little bit here, maybe be 10-15% back in the end. 1 dock down for Zupamann now. Zupamann will need to bail on water for the moment. He could wonder if he could get a defensive castle up on the shore later on in Castle Age, then he could maybe get some new docks up and try to reclaim water, but right now he's outshipped by 10 ships here, so doesn't look too pretty. Military 14-1 for Bandstenak here now, and he even has his scout working around now, collecting some intel here, taking out another dock. It's not going to allow the Italians player to have any fish boom here, and spreads out the ships a little bit as well, so that demo hits aren't as easy. But more ships in queue. Is that only from 1 dock for... No, it's redocked on this side. I didn't see the grey dots in the water here. So that's sneaky from Zupamann here, and taking War Galley right now. That's both cheaper. That's cheaper for the Italians player. And now Bandstenak has seen it with his Fire Galley here. He knows he will have to go here to challenge, but his War Galley upgrade will be slower than his opponent's. So if Zupamann in the meantime gets some more numbers out in time, this could be an interesting fight for water control again. Bandstenak with this fish going for him though, not too many fish out there for him. It's opted for some farms instead than some TCs, so going for the land boom here. But still with a significant villager lead of, what is it, 9 villagers now. Looks like the War Galley upgrade is in for both players, so the comeback of Zupamann will still be tough with this 10-8 military now, and fire ships chasing the War Galleys of the Persians player here, so once they get close, they just melt those ships here, so military numbers actually evening out now. It's 6-5, 6-6. Both players, no, actually, only Zupamann refilling on army and water now. So it's 10-4 military. What a comeback for Zupamann on water here. He's now going to stone as well to be able to get the castle up. And Zupamann will really need that castle, because once the Persian player opts for some land aggression with knights or camels, the Italian Genoese crossbows could easily deal with that forward like that. So Italians kind of hard counter Persians in that sense on land. But you need the castle and these Genoese crossbow when they generate so slowly as well. So it takes a time, a good while to get the numbers up. Yeah, what a comeback from Zupamann here is great work. Very patient play, and to sneak the docks up on this side was a great play for me. It's 12 to 3 military water now, and the Persian will struggle with getting the control back now. Looks like Vansnak is going to wall off now, just make sure there won't be any land aggression here. He could be looking to drop another dock as well, but he's low on wood right now, going for stables. I like that he's going for the stables. The timing is right now, because there's still no castle for Zupamann, and it won't be for another while. He needs to mine the stone first, so this is the time to get your knights out and wreak havoc on land here. If you can hurt Zupamann's land eco at this moment, he won't benefit as much from having the fish boom that just started here. So it's what are the orange dots at the left? That's here, right? It's the forward base of Bansenak here. Nice demo hit there. Another nice demo hit from Bansenak, so he's not completely given up on water. He's cleared up a few numbers again, but still needs some new docks, I think. Could be considering redocking down here or something. There's a fire ship on the alert here as well. But land army coming in for Bansenak here, but his eco... I think he lost his fish here, so that certainly impacts his eco, but he's gone for quite a few farms, so it's looking decent still with 17 on food here, and is able to get some knights out with the +2 ready. And here comes some land hits. Zupamann forced to evacuate here, and this Zupamann still is 10 villagers behind, even though he's got his fish boom going for him again. Look at this, so cheap fishing ship for the Italians. The fish boom is just a dream once you can get it running. So the food eco of Zupamann should be very healthy at this point. Is 19 on food for him. That's mainly fishing ships. TC going up here, that should be nice defense against the knights, but Bansenak could still get some nice hits in here. Garrisons. I think Bansenak may need to consider hitting the stone on Zupamann now, just to make sure that Zupamann will have a harder time getting the castle up. Still, it takes, of course, a while to get to the Genoese crossbow. Look at that siege added by Bansenak as well, so nice push from him, I must say. Keeping the villager lead is on 3 TCs. Persian TCs work faster as well, so losing water is huge for Persian still, but not such a big deal as you could extend your land eco more easily. Barracks going up just now for Zupamann, so he hasn't had any land defenses all this. This has caught him off guard. He's hasn't got enough room to garrison all of his villagers. The ram will get some nice hits in here, and the knights could hit the TC as well, or just simply hit the villagers. It's going to cause massive losses for Zupamann on land here. So, but is it enough damage? That's the question, because Zupamann is for sure going to struggle on land now with only 1 barracks. I'd love to see Bansenak actually targeting the barracks now with the knights, just to make sure no spears production will be allowed here. Zupamann has the resources to take pikeman, but doesn't for now. He only has 1 barracks after all, so he needs to produce units as well. So got some outposts coming up, just wants to make sure no landing or redocking happens here. I think this outpost provide almost, yeah, he would be able to see a dock going up here. But looking at the villager counts again, Zupamann catching up, but that's mainly fishing ships doing work for him. That's only food eco, so if he can't access wood, like now is 1 wood line down here. If Bansenak brings some siege down here and takes out the TC, there simply won't be any wood lines left for Zupamann to take safely. Maybe this one, but also not ideal. And here comes a forward castle as well, but Zupamann is officially off stone here. I don't think he's going to be able to afford a castle, and he has the market, but that's just going to be too expensive to buy the castle. I don't think he can opt for a castle himself either with this current setup. Gets housed, gets pushed by some rams here. Pikes are too few for the knights to worry about here. This is a great push on land by Bansenak here. Even though losing water, he's committed to land play. So when your opponent overcommits to water play on a hybrid map like this, you could opt for land aggression and take the game back, like Banznak is doing here now. He's taking out 1 TC now, evening out the villager count yet again, 79 to 60 villagers now for Banznak, not to mention the idols of Zupamannnn. So it's basically less than 40 villagers working for Zupamannnn right now, and his eco is very heavily on. He's actually bought a castle here, so he's going to drop a castle somewhere. But will it be enough? Look at this castle being completed by 1 villager by Banznak here, and almost nothing to defend him here. That's just pure power play for Banznak doing a ballsy forward castle with 1 villager like this. So Zupamannnn has placed a castle foundation somewhere, right? Or did he sell the stone again to get some other buildings up? He may have sold the stone just to buy other significant... No, here's the castle. So actually goes forward for a castle drop here while being under heavy siege at home. Interesting. So this castle denies any docking opportunities for Banznak at home. I mean, why not? And here comes a forward market for Zupamannnn. He lost its market at home, so he needs a new one to address his eco. Still, I'd say this looks like Banznak's game. He's 93 to 65 villagers. He is dropping another defensive castle at home. Should stop Zupamann's forward here, and siege workshop being dropped by Banznak as well. He wants to take out this castle. Genoese crossbowmen at the castle. Still, I would love to see the castle in Zupamann's home base, just to have the Genoese crossbowmen close to home instead. But here comes the knights forward, and the ram ready to take out another TC here. I think this is the last TC of Zupamann, unless he expands to some other areas here. It's 97 to 61 now. Lots of idols for both players, actually. Banznak garrisoning inside his TC here for a little bit, and also probably inside the castle for some extra firepower. But this forward push of Banznak, I don't see Zupamann pushing that back easily. It's more knights, more pikes on the field now. So Banznak is just lost numbers here, but still rams. And the Zupamann also down almost 50 villagers. So even the fish boom and water control isn't gonna save him here, I think. Unless we could have a base trade here though, but looking at the resources of Zupamann, it doesn't look too great here. Housed again, and look at the population, it's 115 to 75 here. Another defensive castle by Banznak. He surely has a great eco working for him now. He's been pumping out knights, he's still producing units. Zupamann completely idled here. And is one of the forward castles being rammed now. I don't think there's anything Zupamann can do about this at this moment. He will lose this forward. He will lose his forward production, and then surely it will have to be the GG sooner rather than later. This is kind of humorous though, too. Angry beammen poking at the castle here together with the ram. I don't think they will succeed. Castle goes down, protection goes down, Zupamann down almost 2000 points here. Meanwhile, being under heavy siege forward, looks like even the trash boats are coming out here for Banznak. Oh, look at this power display here from Banznak, even adding a war elephant from the castle to deal with this angry woman. Oh, leaves her alone. You're free to poke around. It's going to take you 5 years to bring this castle down anyway, and the GG is called. Well played from both players here. Banznak getting the water control early on, Zupamann reclaiming it, but at the cost of losing his land control with no army presence on land whatsoever when Banznak ran in with knights and siege. Very well played. And it's Banznak's home map after all, so we have to commend him on the win for that one. Brings the score to 1-1. So scores pretty even on the military front. That was water presence for Zupamann doing works for him there. Largest army 24 to 23. Again, ships on water. And eco superior for Banznak, though he opted for the early 3 TCs and for the farms, so he adjusted nicely to. He also never made more than 3 fishing ships, so I think land play was Banznak's play maybe all along here. because he didn't really go heavy on the fish, although he took the water control early on and also forced Zupamann into going heavy onto water in Castle Age, which allowed Mannsnak again to force some land aggression with his knights and siege. "99% nomadic store with Mannsnak, that's impressive as well. And superior villager high in the end, of course. So, let's see, while waiting for the next one, let's have a look here. So we've spent Italians and Persians now. That leaves, it's time to go to Zupamannn's home map. Here's the new room, thanks. And let's see if they're already on it. No, I think they're still loppy. Looks like we'll be having... Actually, I can't see the... Oh, it still says Baltic, so we don't know the map yet. But with Baltic being spent, we're left with alright, we're left with Teutoburg, Danube, and Arena as the 30 specific maps, and in addition to that, we have moats and hideout. Alright, I think they've gone live. Or maybe not. Nah, they're not launched yet. Probably thinking a little bit about the civs and everything first. So I'll just bring it to the draft again. Okay, so my impression is that players have been saving moats for the decider game, so I don't think we'll be seeing that just yet. But if we see moats, I think we'd see some more infantry heavy style for that one. For example, the Japanese could be... Well, Japanese is probably saving Vikings or Japanese for Danube, actually, come to think about it. But moats is a map where you could get walled out by your opponent, could be very annoying, so we want to have some army presence on the map early on. Okay, let's search again. See if they had... Also, they're probably writing me when they start, so... Alright, we'll be seeing Hideout next. So then we know the map, it's Hideout. Zupamann snagged both Khmer and Celts here, so he won't be suffering to a very strong siege for sure, unless Bantz not goes for the Cumans, which he could, but Burmese also a frequent pick on Hideout. So maybe we would see Burmese Khmer, for example. Okay, looks like they are live. Good news. Oh, come on. It was just there. There we go. And we see Magyars for Scouts for hideout here. Interesting. So the speeding up is on just to catch up with their live action here. Let's have a look at the map here. So horrible backside here, but then again, all of the neutral resources kind of evenly-ish spread out to the sides here, and maybe a little bit more in Zupamannn's favor. But not too bad of a map gen, but the only thing to contest in the back here is stones, so the only reason I see for any kind of wall off or anything would be just to not have any sneak on the backside here. The fighting will for sure go down on this side here. So bounce the luck with the Magyars. My thoughts immediately go to a Man-at-Arms and Towers push here, because Magyars have the stronger Man-at-Arms in Feudal Age with one extra attack, means you could break through the walls more easily or generally just get more out of your attack. Meanwhile, you're up against Celts. Celts also likely to go Man-at-Arms. Their infantry move faster, so they have an infantry bonus there. But then again, they could go fast castle, have had fantastic siege working for them. So Zupamann bringing in the second board here. I think it's almost a little bit early here. When the board is so close, you could hold off for a little bit more and then just make sure you have eaten the whole first one before you go to the next one. There will be a little bit of decay here, but nothing too significant. Players on the close map like this are able to focus on their build order nicely. It looks like the bounce has two idols here, also forgot to bring the workers back to work here, but goes for the hunt, pushing his hunt, and already dropping the barracks. So 17 pop barracks. Think we'll be seeing some Man-at-Arms towers here, and unfortunately for Bansnak, the Zupamann has a stone decent inside the space here. This is out of tower range from this side, and even to the side here could be an option unless Bansnak has scouted this. Well, he knows about this stone, so that's good news for Bansnak. He knows there's one neutral stone there that could be denied. They're playing on hideout. Yeah, if you say so. So looks like Zupamann has some idea of what's coming here. I would thought that Bansnak was going for some kind of, yeah, he's definitely going for the Man-at-Arms play here. Hi from Calexico. Nice. Yeah. So Magyars, militia going forward here, but what is this? Is this a... Where's the up click, Bansnak? I don't think militia are going to... Well, you get the +1 attack once you reach Field Age, but you're not even up, and Zupamann is 25% already. This is Zupamann's home map. Home map after all, so I'm sure he has something specific planned here. Oh, almost lets the army in there. That could have been devastating for Zupamann there if Bansnak was paying attention at the right moment. But just firing away, being annoying here. Now let's have a look at his eco. Now ready for the up click. He's clicking up at 26 villagers. So looks like this is actually kind of a Drush fast casting play from Bansnak, except Drush happening late here. So I was really expecting an earlier Man-at-Arms style play here, and it's not going to stone either, so there won't be more than maybe one forward tower here, but here Zupamann drops the blacksmith, drops the market, using them for walling purposes, and missed a bit of the foundation there, but it's fine now. This army will or should at least never be able to be let into his base. So I'm not quite understanding Bansnak's play here other than forcing some quick walls, but for forcing quick walls only, then 3 militia seems like a heavy investment. But this eco setup pretty nicely for quick castle age click here, but you could say that about Zupamann as well, because he's already with the means to click castle age, which he will do. He will be to the castle age well before Bansnak can Well, I mean, Botsnock won't be too far behind, but it's far enough behind for it to be significant against Celt Siege here. Really puzzling play, but with Fuel Age in, at least there's one extra attack for the militia. But they won't really accomplish much here still. It's too easy to creep ball behind. And Botsnock should be clicking up any moment, but is missing. Alright, so he's dropping the blacksmith, but he needs the second building as well. Here comes the stable. So he wanted to go for the knights. So it's kind of a rush fast castle knights here, but I don't think he is causing enough trouble for his opponent here, going up at 26 pop to the castle age, and will be to the castle age almost before Botsnock can even start the game. Here we go, 67% difference here. That's a significant lead. Since would allow the Celt Siege to get out close to Botsnock's base even before he can make a defensive siege on his own, I think. Scouts now being added for Botsnock, so he wants to take some map control here with the scout, maybe secure the relics, but Zupamann already up to the cast stage, so I'm sure Botsnock isn't feeling too happy about that right now. Actually, Zupamann doesn't go for the 1 TC all-in siege play here. He's committing to the boom, knows he is ahead because of the militia investment of his opponent. So he wants to get the best out of his early cast stage lead here. Botsnock committing to quite a few scouts here, so at least he will be very annoying with his scouts that get the free attack. Once he gets cast stage, he will have another attack for free. But I think his options will be limited unless he adds some forward siege, but then the Celts would also easily be able to respond to a forward siege with their faster firing manuals. Castle Age is in for Botsnock though. And here's an immediate reaction from Zupamann with the monastery out. Botsnock has some scouts on the field as well, but they are mainly used for scouting purposes and probably controlling the relic locations here. Yeah, Botsnock also opting for the 3 TCs here, so we might be seeing a long game here after all. But Zupamann first to cast stage already with a 9 villager lead, quite significant for him, considering that he got the TCs up a lot quicker with its eco. Will kick in. Monk at the ready here, trying to convert the scout. Won't. No, actually, he converts the militia. That's funny. So it's tired of the annoyance here. Just wants to end the annoying forward that forces quick balls, but doesn't really make any real damage here. Now some scouts and a villager forward for Botsnock here. What's his plan going to be here? Is surely going to drop some forward something here. You might know about this TC here because of the farms, unless that's a spec bug, but stays out for now. Monk trying to convert another militia, also called Angry Housewife here, and succeeds in that. But look at the villager counts here, that's very significant, even with 3 TCs for Botsnock as well. He's not consistently producing from all 3 of them, and now adds a market as well to adjust a little bit. Maybe he wants to buy some wood or food here for more army production. Yeah, looking at the ecos here, not so much to comment on at the moment. No, Botsnock going to stone here. So he wants some kind of defensive or maybe even offensive castle up. He could... Okay, Monk down here for Zupamann. Bad news for him. Also will lose a villager out on the field here. So actually Botsnock's consistent forward here has kind of paid off for him here because his denying expansion from Zupamann here. Zupamann with a massive boom lead, but what does he do if he gets forwarded by siege and knights or whatnot here and can't really expand anywhere? Balstock still trying to break in with some army here. It's 7-1 military here. Zupamann only committing to the boom, not committing to the army as of now. Balstock also gets some valuable into there. This is a perfect target for Mangalore forward for Balstock here with this siege here, but it's adding scorpions actually. What's the scorpions going to do for him here? I'm not too sure. Could be a reaction to the barracks going up that Balstock should be able to see. He sees it. So then he has his the potential to counter pikemen masses. But Balstock again heavily on stone here. He's now with 12 on stone, so he's definitely looking to drop that forecast. It could be that he wants to drop it here on the gold just to deny even further gold access from Zupamann. But here's the castle being dropped. Yeah, that's what I thought he had. That's Zupamann actually able to drop a castle at home, so that's his eco paying off. I didn't realize he was that heavily on stone. But make sure now by this castle that no aggression can sneak around on this side. So it looks like it's going to be some kind of siege push after all from Bandstanok here. Maybe, okay, ranges as well. So he wants to counter any infantry that could come his way. Here is a forward-ish castle from Bandstanok securing his stone, secondary stone here. So Zupamann sees the forward here, doesn't want any archers to come through, denies the second range, but has 5-6 scorpions here that will deal with the pikes nicely, even without any kind of support here. One scorp could go down here actually, one goes down, and possibly another one. Does he save it? No, he doesn't. So not an ideal trade for Bandstanok there, losing 2 gold and wood heavy scorpions to a couple of pikes there, so nice resource efficient trade for Zupamann there. Meanwhile, Bandstanok's castle should go up here, but actually the pikes break through the quick walls here, so that's really bad news for Bandstanok. Now he's the one unlucky with the quick walling here. And the castle at 89%, but has another villager in the back here, so the castle will go up after all. Nice work from Bandstanok, hiding his villagers on hideout to finish the castle here. Ward Raiders on the fields of Zupamann, nice addition there. The good raiding unit is also his early 3TC boom is also paying off. He's taking into Imperial Age, so it's Bandstanok, but Bandstanok surely has to have a weaker eco setup. He is with 76 against 90 villagers here. And Zupamann walling off the backside here just to make sure there won't be any aggression coming this way. Bandstanok, however, on 4 TCs total, so he should be catching up on villagers against Zupamann's 3 here, but that should also mean potentially more army for Zupamann. Now a siege out on the field, adding some villagers on the gold here. Cav archers coming from Bandstanok here, at least with one of them, but he lost his forward range. Only one forward range with Cav archers here. Imperial Ages, not too different here, but Zupamann with a head start. Celts also fantastic in the Imperial Age with their siege and whatnot, so they can for sure push back nicely here. But here's Bandstanok committing to cavalry archers and some archers as well. That's probably just some hotkey misclicks, and for now only queuing in one range here. That's kind of bad news for Bandstanok, but I'm sure they'll notice and adjust. Yeah, he has to. For now, only producing for I hope he will notice this sooner rather than later. Now both stables and archery range is up here, but I'd still say limited eco to back it. Although he will reach Imperial Age, his villager production is kicking in, but meanwhile Zupamann has a forward going on this side, and Batsnak scouts what's going on here, tries to wall off, but it's too late. There's only already a forward going on here for Zupamann, and Batsnak will need to commit army to this side now. There's only one forward, no, it's three forward villagers actually, well hidden there, so Batsnak really needs to deal with. He should commit some army to this direction now just to delay any forward links going up here. Can't siege rams will easily deal with the walls anyway, so the walls just a temporary measure here. Helps now out for the Celts player, makes sense. He's probably seen the stables or expecting some kind of cavalry play from Batsnak here, but also adding siege on the other side here. And let's have a look at the ecos again here. Now it's Zupamann floating a bit less resources here, but he's also committing to production. Both players are. Military count 27 to 18 for Zupamann, so he's definitely in the villager, not villager, but military lead, but also villager lead here. But 15 villager lead still for Zupamann. I think he is still on his 3 TCs, so nice job of him to keep up with the numbers. And sneaks in the forward villagers as well. I wonder if Batsnak noticed that or not. Could be crucial that these guys broke through here. Hal just raiding away a little bit here. Let's see if Zupamann is about to be able to afford a castle. Probably going to place a forward castle on this side now to deal with this one. And some siege as well, with Batsnak very heavily committing to the cavalry archers now. Magyar Hussars as well, of course, counter Celt siege nicely, but Celt with quicker halbs should cause trouble for that. Halbs missing a couple of upgrades though, but Treb is out on the field for Zupamann already. See Halberdiers and Waldridders to defend it. Could just run into the Scorps here and deal with them, I think. Will probably get a kill or two, but also losing to the Cav Archers here, so nice army positioning from Batsnak here after all, but there's just only helps going down, trading with Scorpions here, so still a very cost-efficient trade for Zupamann in this sense. Zupamann with the population lead here, he has more villagers and he has more military. Zupamann looks to be in a great spot now and is also adding knights from this side now for some raids. So that could be a pickle for Batsnak to handle here. Looks like Batsnak will save his castle though, there's only one trap firing away at it after all. But Wold Raiders, tanky like crazy, got some nice attack and defense working for them here. And Batsnak, fortunately, sees that forward is going on this side and will put a halt to that one, also placing a castle to make sure that forward from this side won't really go anywhere, but there's a siege worship here as well. Celt siege rams in the making on both sides now. And Batsnak really needs some kind of option to do that. He's going for the light cab for now, but he should know that he also has as long as his castle is up, he also has access to the Magyar Hussar, which deals with siege very nicely. Light cab, probably the cheaper option now, unless he has the unique tech that makes Magyar Hussar cost only food. Yeah, light cab on the field now, getting nice hits on the siege ram. It still takes a little while to get the siege rams down. And let's see what. Yeah, no protection for the siege rams here. That's bad engagement by Zupamann there. Though Zupamann still with the massive score lead here is still keeping the 20 villager lead and military lead here. So nevertheless, even if Batsnak pushes back here with some light cab, it's Zupaman's in a great position here. Takes down one castle, also with the superior eco to back it. Could now drop a forward castle as well. Raiding on both sides here from Zupamann with siege rams, taking down a castle again, and Batsnak will struggle a little bit here. Has to call the GG actually. So looking at the score and looking at being hit on both sides. Well played on Zupamann on his home map here. So these guys seems like a pretty decent match up here. winning their home maps and overall pretty evenly matched. So I think Zupamannn's early commitment here to the Drush on Zupamannn's side. I have to call it a Drush because there were militia going forward. And he was annoying for sure, he was attacking the gates and everything, but it just didn't hurt Zupamannn's eco at all. If he had placed one tower and gone for an early feudal and some men-at-arms, I think it would be a different story. But that's also a different play, hurting your own eco a lot, obviously. But that's one of the ways to make real feudal damage on hideout. But in the end, it's Zupamann reaching Castle Age significantly faster, with almost 2-minute head start to Castle Age, straight to the 3 TC boom. And yeah, takes the win in the end. KD pretty even actually, all things considered, but the thing hurting Vatsanak the most, I think, was the push from both sides at the same time here. You need to divide your attention on your army and causes him to lose castle at least on one of the sides. Went very high in the end for Zupamann as well, getting one relic. Right, so that leaves with Celts and Magyars for this one. They are spent. So we still haven't seen Tudor, we still haven't seen Danube, we still haven't seen Arena, and we haven't seen Moats. That's 4 maps remaining for the remaining 4 matches. So we're going to see one of those maps for sure now. Could be that the players are taking a small break as well. They have been at it for 1 hour 20 minutes already, so I would certainly understand them if they did. Anyway, we were left with arguably stronger civils of Zupamann here. Mayans and Aztecs, fantastic eco bonuses. Kuar as well with their ability to get to the Aegis a lot faster and get to the booms earlier. Zupamann has proved an good boomer here. But then there's Arena not played. Burmese could do a great job in their Cumans as well for Arena. Or Cumans from Moats for that matter, and just get to the map expansion earlier on and get the TC out before your opponent can wall you in. Or simply go early feudal with Cumans and secure a wood line for yourself with the feudal HTC. Also we have Danube for the players. Zupamann actually missing civs that would do nice for hybrid maps here. So for Danube, I think Vatsanak should have a great advantage here with his remaining civs. He has both Vikings and Japanese for Danube, so maybe we will be seeing Vatsanak picking Danube for this one. So it looks like the lobby is up. Maybe they even launched. So let's see. I'm guessing they might be on a break now because I'm not getting any more updates on the lobbies. Let me just search for 2-player lobbies here. Yeah, I don't think they've hosted yet. Just trying to ask if there's any break going on. No, hold on. This is why I prefer open lobbies for spectating, because then you could always find them by search. If it's a private game or password protected, it's gets a lot more complicated. Okay, I'm just going to restart my game in case there's something with spectator trouble here. Maybe I'll find it after restart, you never know. Okay, let's try it again. Oh, I found it. Good. Alright, so apparently a restart was needed. We have modes for this one. So let's see. Let's oh, sorry. Humans vs slabs on modes. Cool. have a look here. They're using Necro modes, they're using the right variant. So as you see, to people who have seen modes early in this game, the crossing is still pretty narrow here. You can't dock this water, it's too narrow for that. So you are in your look at the hill in the back here. That's a nice, nice little bug, but who cares? So there's a little crossing here, but what's been added since the quarter or for semifinals, I don't remember, is that you also have woodlines inside of your starting peninsula. Earlier on, we only had straggler trees, would mean that if your opponent walled you out, you would never be able to get anywhere because you had so limited wood access on your main island. So market abuse may be the only option, and if you spent too much wood early on for anything, you wouldn't even be able to afford a market with your starting woods. But here you see hunt, there are boars inside, there are sheep, some extensive sheep scouting going on here for Bandstenak. And taking the woodlands, so I'm sure the players are happy to actually have safe woodlands inside now. Maybe not as interesting to wall your opponent out and commit to that now. But anyway, looking at the matchup here, slabs, strong infantry, strong siege, fantastic farm bonus, so their eco is very nice. But then again, you have humans, they could build a second TC already in the feudal age, meaning that you could more take the map control earlier, secure some golds and neutral woods here with that second TC. So I need to move forward a bit here because I was lagging a bit behind. Shouldn't be too much we're missing in the early stages here, as they aren't really going for the walling out your opponent here. Looks like both players have some hills right next to the crossing, so that could be significant at some point. Imagine a castle on the hill there. Whoever gets up a castle first gains an advantage. Looks like Zupamann just lost his scout here. That's great news for Bandstenak. He will be able to have much more vision on the map, but Zupamann now moving out towards a neutral woodline here. Kind of okay, so he wants two woodlands to work for him. I guess that's makes sense. Field Age kicking in for Bandstenak as well. He's walling his starting area out, and he's dropping the second TCS home, so he's going for the boom approach here. Feudal boom with humans, securing his TC at home, so he wants to really get that eco boost going. He's making his own little arena here with this crossing here. So we should be seeing Bandstenak's villager count skyrocketing here soon enough. Meanwhile, Zupamann still pretty far away from any castle age kick, and he's committed to some scouts, but he just simply won't get in here. Curious as to why we didn't catch up with the live just yet, but has to be soon, I hope. So just a double palisade from Bandstenak here. Human palisades wall more HP as well, and Zupamann with the wall off here. Look at the 250 palisade for Zupamann. 375 for the humans. Now dropping a market here. Zupamann clicking up any moment now. So he's approaching the castle late. Bandstenak should be following suit pretty soon, and he's going to have a massive eco advantage with his extra villagers here. There we go. We're finally caught up with live game time here. 2 villagers for Zupamann, assuming this hill with the barracks now, so I like that he's taking map control in this way. And with Slavs, once he reaches Castle Age, he's going to be the first to Castle Age. After all, he could use Siege. So this could be a longsword Siege push from Zupamann, actually. We see how its eco is set up. It's floating a decent amount of wood here, dropping the Siege Workshop as well, then the barracks, getting a spear. And okay, so Pike and Siege push kind of probably makes more sense against humans, since humans are likely to go for cavalry, as we see from Bandstenak here with 2 stables. Bandstenak, by walling himself in like this, is restricting himself to any expansion for the moment, so he's very much subject to forward aggression by Zupamann here now. Mangonel on the field, Castle Age is in for Bandstenak. Look at the villager difference, 50 to 36. No, looks like going to be a 1 TC play from Zupamann here. He has 3 barracks and a siege workshop here, so he's committing heavily to the push. Pretty sure he will get through, but Bandstenak should have a very significant eco advantage here to produce. He's taking the armor, he's taking the eco upgrades, he's adding knights. But he will need something against the siege as well, and he hasn't been mining stone. So that means that a defensive castle for Bunsnock is for the moment is out of the picture. I think this is his stone, actually, unless he has some stone on his island. That's, well, he should have a 5-tiled stone here somewhere. But, yeah, some scouts and pikes and siege here for Zupamann, but will be targeted by the knights here. Focuses down the Mangalan. Nice work from Bunsnock there, and losing only one knight with all of the pikes in the mix there. But very cramped base for Bunsnock here, and I'm really wondering where his stone is. There's a 5-tiled stone here, 4-tiled stone for Zupamann in black there, but where is Bunsnock's 5-tiled stone? Adalwolf, are you in the chat by any chance? So strong pike siege push from Zupamann here. Bunsnock with the score lead actually from his boom is still with more villagers here, but second TC is up for Zupamann as well. Oh, nice mangonel hit from Bunsnock here. He's added defensive siege as well to deal with the pike siege push here. But the lacking of access to stones is his stone is forward here. That's huge for Bunsnock. He would have to buy a castle to get castle defense up, which because of this makes it look kind of grim for him at the moment. So now being surrounded by pikes as well. Backs off here, so nice army control by Bunsnock there to stay patient and keep them out. But he desperately needs some archery ranges or something to deal with the pikes here as well, I think. And with Mangalas pushing, easier said than done. Judging from the map, I'm a bit surprised Bunsnock didn't call a re here, since that looks kind of bugged or looks like bad resource spawns for him, but that's at the player's discretion. So villager counts closing in for Zupamann here. Committing heavily to his push here. Has quite a few pikes on the field now. It's 24 military to 13 here. Bunsnock with a stronger army, but he needs to counter the pikes somehow, and now his gold is being raided as well. But so Bunsnock risks running out of the core resources here. Still floating a little bit though, and he has the market to adjust his chopping wood as well. I have to say, even with the score lead still for Bunsnock, it looks like Zupamann is succeeding very much with his push here. He's committing to the pikes and siege, producing pikes constantly. What's his eco behind is looking like right now is floating a very nice eco, as well as even the mining stone. Could drop a castle, could drop a forward castle, and deny both TCs of Bunsnock here, worst case. But of course there are the knights in the mix to make that difficult as well. Looks like Bunsnock is struggling for resources. Unfortunately here, he is only producing villager at this point, and is also badly housed. His back area here is not working to Bunsnock's advantage. But nice, significant army for Malznak now. Quite a few knights, but he's up against pikes here, and now here comes a forward castle as well. He doesn't see that for the moment, but this hill is absolutely under Zupamannn's control now. I don't see any escape for Malznak now at the moment, but this this Mangonel will surely go down. Actually gets one knight in the process, but the pikes are out of position, so this Mangonel is nicely picked off here. So forward castle now up for Zupamann. He's also taking Imp, so this is looking very much like Zupamann's game at this moment. Malznak very cramped in his home base with no means to expand, and this is the only crossing he could pass through, so this is where he needs to fight back. Malznak's hugest issue being no access to stone, which means he will not be able to challenge a third war once his opponent reaches Imperial Age, and with Imperial Age on the way for Zupamann, maybe we will actually be seeing Malznak calling the GG upon his opponent reaching Imperial Age. Remains to be seen, of course. Nice reaction of Zupamann here to take into the men-at-arms or militia line here against Malznak's own pikemen here. Malznak struggling with eco as compared to his opponent, who is going for 2 theses but pretty heavily on the farming now. Yeah, nice chasing again, running into the pikes here, but that's quite a few pikes. Nice addition with Scorps from Malznak here. He could get nice hits in on the pikes, but I think you also noticed that there was a cast behind this, and what does he do about that? He's taking into capped ram as you can with humans. So again, very nice choices by Malznak here. If he can get to this castle with some capped rams, then he should be able to clean up and maybe get back here. But Trebs in queue for Zupamann now. Also extended his army into Malznak's base here, raiding with his pikes. Doesn't really care too much about the trash units now, just wants to starve his opponent of resources, which is not possible just yet. Malznak floating a nice amount of resources here. He will commit to Castle Age, but with Cumans, with the Cap Ram option in Castle Age, you could still commit to Castle Age fighting and get the better of your opponent. Scorpions will also deal nicely with both pikes and swordsmen here. So it's certainly not over yet, but it's a tough position from Malznak to fight back from, and unfortunately he calls the GG. Brings the score to 1-3 on modes between these players. I will have a brief look at the stats. We see Zupamann assuming the healer taking the control. Yeah, awful map for bounce. I have to admit, Mission should have maybe interfered here and involved the admins, but then again, it's not like this is a hidden fact that this is something strange going on here. So if they had, if this was a huge issue for Malznak, I hope he would consider pausing the game and have a chat about it. Let's see if they. Okay, no comments on the map for now, so we should be okay. So that's slabs and humans down for the players. KD pretty even again, so very nice defense from Malznak here, and unfortunately running out of resources at home, not too much gold left, being raided and loses villagers as well, falling behind actually in the end. So eco lead for Zupamann in the end, especially food, easy with the slab farms in this setup. And let's see what we will be moving on to next. I think now with 3 games left. I think it's only Zupamannn's home maps left. And we will be seeing either Arena, Tutorberg, or Danube. Those are the 3 maps remaining. So Tutorberg, the most significant custom map for this one, it's you start without the scout, so you're forced to use your starting sheep spawned, starting sheep to scout the map. Then there's Necro Arena, it's just your regular arena, but with the Necropolis team added to it. And there's Danube as well. That's basically Highlands, but with a bit of a broader crossing than your regular Highlands. And yeah, a hybrid map with a large river separating the players in the middle. Bonsai. So let's talk a little bit again. We have, I'm guessing it's going to be Aztecs on Arena for Superman here. That's a strong arena seed with their extra cold and the ease of taking map control with Eagle Warriors. Then maybe Mayans for Tutorberg, where you get a little help early on with your eco bonus with Mayans, bringing in all the resources lasting longer. And then, but then again, there's Khmer. Would you use Khmer for Danube? Maybe we would use Mayans for. Maybe we would use Khmer on Danube then and use the Khmer advantage to get up earlier. Khmer probably being the better hybrid water map sib of these 3, although no great hybrid map sibs for Zupamann left here. Mountain Snipe with Burmese, Vikings, and Japanese. Vikings, Japanese, both strong for Danube. Don't think we'll be seeing Burmese there. And for Arena, likely Burmese then, is probably saved them for that one. And Vikings could also work for Tutorberg as well. Japanese maybe for Tutorberg for saving the food on production buildings, and yeah, so strong scout archers play. But let's see what's coming up if we have any game going here. Right. I'm gonna reboot the game once again just in case that's the issue here for spectating. So bear with me for that one. Oh, you're thinking a little break. Well, I can perfectly understand that after playing for 1 hour 45 minutes. Just let me know in Discord then when you are moving on. You're in the lobby already. Okay, so they are about to launch. The map is Danube. Here we go. So we have a map I believe is Zupamannn's home map with no, actually we've seen one of Zupamannn's home maps, so this might be Banstenax as well. In any case, the map is Danube. It's as you can see for the high-end generation here, if you ever played Highlands, it's kind of like Highlands. I believe the crossing here is broader than on Highlands, but other than that, pretty similar. There should be some deep fish on either side, but only one bit here, so this left-hand side is the most... oh, overlay. Sorry, not too far in, fortunately. Yeah, some deep fish. Most deep fish on the left-hand side here. There are like 4 patches of deep fish on the left-hand side, and then only 1 deep fish on the right-hand side. But then again, you really want to have water control on this map, because if you control the crossing and you control the water, then your opponent can't easily land you. I'm surprised to see Zupamann choosing Aztecs for a kind of water hybrid map like this, but it's mainly land, of course, so if he can get the landing down or get some army presence on his opponent's side, he should be just fine here. Meanwhile, Bounce Stock going for Vikings, strong civ on any map with their eco bonuses and their water play, but should be favored on a map like this where water control could be so important. Looks like he's going for dock now, maybe. One thing to pay attention to on this map is that it's also been added extra wolves. It's double up with wolves. I think these are extra sheep, like neutral sheep, not your starting spawning sheep. So Bastak has found his opponent, unfortunately losing his scout in the process. But it could be argued that knowing your opponent's location is very valuable scouting intel. But looking at the timing... Wait, hold on. 5:16, is it a restart or GG? Okay, by definition it might be just a little bit too late for a restart, but let's I'm pretty sure that's a re. Let's see if they say anything about it. Yeah, so restart. What does the rules say about restarts? Not that it matters. Was not many seconds past 5 minutes, so that has to be okay, I'd say. Let's game settings for best of 3. I don't see any new intel on restarts here. But Bonsnak hasn't spent his restart, right? So should be fine anyway. But let's Akkal Wolf. Yeah, 1 re. One re per player, obviously, not per. Yeah. Alright, we have the restart. Danube. Yeah, it's Vikings versus Aztecs. Whoa! Look at the map for a Bonsnak here. He has some fantastic woodlines. And Zupamann, not too shabby either, but a little bit more spread out. But this is like Black Forest for Bonsnak. You could just wall off easily, but it would be very cramped, of course. But if he is subject to any road aggression, he's in trouble. Not going to be in trouble because he could easily wall off here and secure his TC location at least. Bit unlucky with the boar spawns here, both behind the woodlines here. So that's bad news. Zupamann on the other hand has a boar in the back, no problems there. Even the hunt far in the back there, so safe. And his second boar pretty far forward though, but no wolves in the close vicinity to the boar, so he should still be fine. Now going to wood already, both players at 7 pop. Let's just fast forward and catch up with the live action again here. So Civ-wise speaking again, I favor Vikings on this map simply because they have such strong water presence. So also huge land masses here, so if the Aztec player can get some land presence, especially on this opponent's side, it should work out decently for him, but you still need to get there. So if your opponent succeeds in controlling water first, then you're very much fine to dictate the pace of the game, being Vikings on water here. So now breaking in the war. Quite ballsy of Bonsnak here to go for that long lure without loom, but looks like he's going to be fine here. He is indeed fine. Now bringing the last few sheep. Dangerously close to the crossing here, but that goes for his opponent as well. So if he ventures over to the other side... Wait, is this... There's an extra boar in the middle of the crossing here? Interesting. So bonus boar to whoever notices this. It's not really a priority. Actually, Zupamann almost sees it. Is only missing it by a few tiles. Is missing this few sheep. Unlucky scouting there for Zupamann, but missing 2 sheep. Not too big of a deal knowing that we have hunt. He could even push this hunt to his base here, so he should be okay. So Zupamann doesn't know the location of his enemy yet, but once he realizes, he will see that it could be difficult to get any men at arms or early aggression in here. Baltzak just has such an easy wall off both here and near the stone here. So I don't really see any infantry forward working out for Zupamann here, but it looks like they want to play it more like a land map play than a hybrid map right now. But Baltzak dropping the barracks now. He is with a 1 villager lead as well. None of the players have docked just yet, but Zupamann certainly with the wood eco to do so. Not as much for Baltzak. He's opting for the barracks instead. I think it's a good choice. If he can get over and deal some real early damage to the Aztec player here, that could be bad for the Aztecs that will be lacking on water overall. But Aztec player walling off here. Zupamann has to wall this section as well to be completely safe, but he's prioritizing obviously the immediate vicinity here first, and should be able to do so before Baltzak could scout his base. Now both players have scouts on either side looking for their enemies. I think that these custom maps have somewhat fixed spawns, so that actually having a scout over on this side doesn't necessarily make sense, because you would spawn more or less on different sides of each other. So far hasn't sent anything to this side, Zupamann, so it's open, but he knows it's also something that needs to be addressed. Same with this side, going for palisades here now, so he's forcing Baltzak to take the long way around with his militia. Coming forward now. Will run into a wolf though, and scout stopping the walls on this side. And lumberjack, builder, I mean, still no loom, doesn't succeed the quick walls here. Zupamann now still with a villager lead, obviously, because he clicked to the feudal age a bit later. But could be subject to some rush aggression now, because this is a huge section to wall, and if Baltzak is paying attention on this side, he sets its rush here. But nice awareness from Zupamann to go for the further back walling instead and secure this. Bit risky to go up without loom on this map, I guess, against Vikings, who will be doing early aggression like this. Men at arms is even in, and still this section to the side is open here, but Baltzak, he doesn't know what that, hasn't really scouted this area. Could task his scout to go in just to make sure there's an opening, but here is feudal age for Zupamann, is dropping an immediate market. Decent income, missing a little bit of food still to get up, but taking the hunt, he should actually be able to get to a pretty early cast age here. But scout and men-at-arms get in, but not any further that they have to break through even more buildings to stop here. It's a pity that Baltzak didn't extend his scouting to the sides, otherwise he might have been able to sneak around and get to the berries here. But he didn't extend this move inside here, because he was probably expecting some quick walls to happen behind, but at the cost of an idle villager here for Zupamann. Zupamann, incredibly enough, is able to click the cast stage now. He has text loom, obviously, would need that, so as to not lose more villagers, but archers forward for Baltzak as well. These men-at-arms archers forward could be strong here. Very surprised to see none of the players docking here, especially the Vikings player, considering that would give him tremendous map control and some real eco boost in the fish. So Zupamann going for Castle Age, Baltzak staying in Feudal Age for longer. He's far away from the click here, but attacks the markets and has archers, though not with fletching on the field, ready to prevent any further quick walling. But the TC is dangerous and close as well, something that Baltzak doesn't necessarily know, but he sees the farm, of course. Repairs, walling denied though, and the archers they have fletching, so they will reach behind it. It might be able to break through here and deal some real damage. So market goes down. That's a lot of wood lost for Zupamann as well. So archers and men-at-arms ready to move further in now for Bansnak. So Zupamann with walling towards the TC, but will he be able to break through again? Have to say, nice walling towards the TC from Zupamann here, denying any further aggression from Bansnak, but doesn't mean that Bansnak won't be able to break through this house and still move through here. And Castle Age is in for Zupamann. Vikings player lagging behind a little bit here, but getting closer. But imagine if Bansnak had a fishbone working for him as well. That would mean fewer archers overall. He's committed to only one range though, so I think it could be doable. But Siege Workshop on the field now for Zupamann. If he can get Mangalal out now, that would be huge. But he's off gold, means he will struggle for gold here. His market is down, so he can't adjust. He doesn't have any more golds within his base. He has walled out his own gold here, but is now going for a TC on this one. Of course, he wants to secure this income here. Bansnak, meanwhile, what's his situation like? He's going up to the Castle Age. His eco more or less depleted here for the moment. Could he have used the market, possibly, to get up there? But his following suit is 4 villagers ahead, even without the fish eco at all. So maybe the players don't know that there's actually a deep fish to take here, as they have limited scouting on the rivers here. But still, for Zupamann now on 2 TCs, should be catching up on the villager count, producing out of both, and also walling behind there yet again. Bansnak now with a significant amount of archers, 7 archers with at least attack, no defense. But then there's the siege workshop for Zupamann, who has also secured his gold to this side, so he should be able to afford siege by now, although he hasn't queued any. He's taking off gold here. And Bansnak looks for an entry now, I think. He's looking to go around here now. Maybe tasks his archers in and just realize there is an actual opening here. Men-at-arms running into the TC here. They will go down to TC fire, but for now, Zupamann hasn't reacted to this. This could be fast speed working out for them as well. Bansnak actually able to kill one villager and run away before the TC could get any kills here. Huge for Bansnak there. Also decreasing the village a bit, but also nice awareness from Zupamann on this side, seeing the archers are coming in this direction and closing the gap here, so Bansnak can't make any forward right now. But Botkin arrow and crossbow for Bansnak coming in now is in a nice score lead that could be attributed to scouting as well, because Zupamann has very limited scouting intel. Archers, soon to be crossbow, attacking the house here, trying to get through. Quick walls behind will be really tough, because the archers will have 5+2 range. But nice addition with the scorpion here to deal with this small group of archers. Bansnak simply needs to back off, and it does so almost not taking any damage. So great job of Bansnak noticing the scorpion and running away in time. Poor wolf. Anyway, 2 TCs for Zupamann here, still committing to only 1 TC for Bansnak, but he has docked and he has got the longboats out. Nice addition by Bansnak here. Already has Plotkin arrow for the boats as well, because he obviously has that for the archers. Adding some knights. As I said earlier, I still favor Vikings on this map, and Bansnak now will notice that his opponent isn't on water at all. Means that Bansnak really doesn't need to commit to. I hope he will scout the whole shoulder and just to be sure that the Aztec player is not going for water control at all here. But with some longbows and galleys out, he will easily be able to deny any dockings and landings on Zupamann, leaving Bansnak with full map control except for Zupamann's side. But controlling the crossing and everything means that Bansnak has free access. Zupamann can never deal damage to Bansnak's side. Look at the forward siege workshop here for Bansnak. He has, yeah, they're pretty much roughly the same ecos. Only 1 TC for Bansnak, but still, he has the lock up. Could be going for fish at some point as well. Would help his food eco, surely. Men-at-arms still alive, incredibly enough, with the scout, and yeah, looking very bright for Bansnak at the moment, I have to say. He's gaining intel on water as well, but yet again he's not scouting the sides here. could be that he's just seeing the land boom with his opponent and expecting that his opponent isn't going for water at all, but one TC play for Bandsnak paying off for him, idling his opponent constantly here. Not one TC, actually two TCs now, so he's added one on the woodland here. Boosting his wood income nicely means he could add more archers, more longbows, more fish, whatever he needs. Still no fish for Bandsnak. He didn't do that on graveyards either on the pond, so maybe he just doesn't like fish overall. Mangonel now on the field. I think this TC will go down, but then because there's not really any easy way for Zupamann to defend this at this side. He has a monster out to capture a relic and maybe convert to knights, but and he could get redemption as well and convert to siege actually. So monk defense could work for him here. But Bandsnak splitting up his armies, promising score lead now by 500 score. He's ahead with 5 villagers as well, but and also idling his opponent quite a lot, so that effective villager lead is actually more for Bandsnak at the moment. He's at an effective more than 10 villagers lead here. Still, I don't see any docks on the sides here, no fish. Mangonel could go down to villagers here, but at the cost of very many dead villagers to crossbow fire here, and it should be a no-brainer for Bandsnak to add more Mangonels from this side with the eco he's currently floating. He's kind of low on gold, but he has many gold miners, so that's going to change soon enough. And TC is still garrisoned for Zupamann here, costing him 9 idols, most and only 2 in this one, so he must be idle somewhere else as well. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, 3 idols. And idle here and there. Doesn't look too great for Zupamann. At the moment he's down 13, well 12 villagers now, and under constant siege from Bandsnak here, spreading out his army, denying this gold. Kind of denying this goal as well, attempting stone walls here for Zupamann, but at this point maybe he would need to opt for guard tower defense or something else. He is mining a little bit of stone, he has 400 stone, so at some point he will be able to afford a castle, but yet again, water completely controlled by Bandsnak here. Eagle out on the field, but only an eagle, well it's one eagle warrior, but lots of crossbows here, so they won't be able to stop the Mangonel in time. The 4 villagers could also come in for repairs sooner rather than later here. Zupamann will be forced to bail on this TC. He will lose the TC. It has 275 wood and 100 stone down the drain. Will delay his castle building even further if he opts for more TCs here. But I think Zupamann, being Aztecs on a hybrid map like this, is simply in a pickle here. Bandsnak can move in and he could bring his Mangonels. Now 3 Mangonels forward. Some monks on the field, but what are they going to do? There are archers here as well to deal with monks nice and easy. Yeah, desperate for stone now. Zupamann really wants that defensive castle up. Maybe on this side, maybe on this gold, maybe even better for him to secure his main gold here. But if Bandsnak is paying attention, he will make sure that no castle can be dropped here either. And Zupamann very much cramped in his home base now. Bandsnak breaking through the houses with Mangonels here. And crossbows at the ready to move in and snipe monks and villagers and whatnot here. There are some eagle warriors in queue for Zupamann. It just won't be enough with 1 barracks production here with eagle warriors. 2 eagle warriors will not be able to contest the 15 crossbows that are on the field right now. We will probably 1-shot if Bandsnak pays attention. Yeah, 2-shot, right? Monks on the field. Need to snipe the monk as well. Monk with 30 HP, so no significant techs added for that monk, and meanwhile Bandsnak is targeting the monastery and keeping his crossbows pretty close just to make sure he can deal with any eagle warriors coming out and to make sure that his siege won't go down. But the knight, converted knight, actually goes in for the siege now. Might get the kill there. 1 Mangonel is weak, goes straight for the weak one. Nice awareness of Zupamann there to go for the weak one first. He actually gets the kill. Nice value for a converted knight there, and here comes the defensive castle as well. Bandsnak now adding barracks of his own, maybe wants a counter to eagles once it comes to that. Zupamann finally secures his main gold here. Bandsnak can't deal with this until Imp, but is already on the way to the Imp, and he should also be able to deny this TC somehow, I think, because he has barracks right next to it. Bandsnak will see this, right? He will definitely see the TC going up, and he has the longbows there, and they could deny the TC. Bring longbows in, bring the galleys, bring the longbows, everything. Just make sure they stop. This longboat was probably on patrol, ready to do this. Unfortunately for Bansnak, won't be able to stop it in time here, but just maybe a few more longboats. So this is a weird TC placement for Zupamann, actually. Maybe he didn't know that Bansnak was going for water, but you have to just assume that trying to sneak over a villager. Don't tell me this is the woman is attacking the shipper. This is just pure memeing at this point. Bansnak is just really far ahead. He has 32 villager lead here. And yeah, sustaining is pushed to some extent. Zupamann going for multiple golds now, suggests to me that he wants to go for a full eagle switch here. And this longboat almost dying to a villager woman here, but more longboats added by Mountson. Now he realizes that he needs some presence on water. I have no idea how eagles would deal with the longboats actually, so it could be interesting to see if they come on the shroud here, but then again the longboats could flee to the water and the eagles won't be able to reach them. So a castle is up for Zupamann, and just before Bansnak reaches Imperial Age, Zupamann calls the GG, realizing there is no way back here. Vikings on Danube working out perfectly for Bansnak here, and we are going to game 6 of this set. So nice comeback from Bansnak here, but with the score at 2-3 also means that it's Superman's 2 home maps left here. So Brosnan Source total score almost 3,000 more, 2,000 more for Bansnak. 59 to 30 KD, very nice KD there. And the eco lead, obviously, had a massive villager lead in the end as well. And actually a later castellation, but his fuel pressure still paid off for Bansnak with a few archers first, then taking control of water. Never really scouting the whole area. Must have suspected that Zupamann was committing mainly to land, being Aztecs. How would Aztecs challenge Vikings on water anyway? So let's go to the draft again. We have now we have Khmer and Mayans remaining for Zupamann. Strong civs, both of them. Burmese and Japanese for Bansnak. So now let's see if it's going to be could be that we'll see Arena now. And if we do, I'm sure it will be Burmese against most likely Khmer. But there's also Teutoburg left. So for Teutoburg, still think Zupamann would go for Mayans there and for Khmer for Arena, whereas Bansnak probably going Japanese on Teutoburg. Could have a strong men at arms or militia opening there on the map that's tough to wall due to lack of early scouting. And then Burmese, the obvious pick for Arena for Bansnak. He could do Monk Siege Push or do Castle Drop Iron Buy, these kinds of things. Strong save on closed maps. Alright, they are live. We have Arena between these two players. This is Zupamann's second home map, and we have Burmese versus Mayans on Arena actually. So Zupamann saved Khmer for his actual last game on Teutoburg, his last home map. So let me just add the hidden command here. Burmese for Bansnak, no surprise there. of fast forwarding here to see what happens. Mayans player very likely to opt for some early Eagle Scouts to gain some control over the relics on the maps. But on the spawns here, this map was just so close, it's like 16 tiles between them, so that should leave the opportunity for a very likely castle drop from Bandsnack here if he can get away with it. Or if he just goes for the this defensive style play with actually seen Bandsnack play arena before this in this tournament, and then he dropped the whooping 2 castles at home right away in Castle Age with Burmese and just spammed Iron by and went forward on his opponent. That seems a little bit all in a set where you're down 2 to 3, but it could also work out, so I'm looking forward to seeing if he's going to do a repeat of that one. He has a nice backstone here, although not completely open. He could just still mine it in the back here and not reveal that he's in fact going for the castles. Nice hidden backstone for Zupamannnn as well. So he has both the stone inside of his base as opposed to Bandsnack, who will need to expand all the way out here for his 4-tile stone. So not the prettiest map gen for Bandsnack here, but also not admin re-worthy, I believe, because both players are the main gold and main stones inside and the other resources somewhat close by. Mayans could of course also go for a castle drop and get in the plume archers and their mobility and just wreak havoc, but I think it's more common to see them going for the map control with archers, maybe a defensive castle and add plumes and take map control with a few Eagle Scouts maybe, and later on some plumed archers. Also unlucky for Bandsnack being Burmese that is up against a strong Arbalest Civ like Mayans, because Arbalests they will melt Iron by if they get the opportunity to do so. So Zupamannnn actually lets, or rather Bandsnack actually lets Zupamannnn scout in and almost don't tell me it's going to lane the war. No, it's not. Okay, so both scouts extremely weak here, but Eagle Scout could be healed up in the TC. Bandsnack with a nice save there, saves the boulder, saves the scout ship, so he doesn't really lose any core resources here, but stressed out by the situation, unfortunately loses one villager here that's fast speed doing the work, and he needs to run back out and get the boar. That's very unlucky for Bandsnack here. Sorry to see that for him, but he takes one of the bear wielders, brings in the boar and boosts the food eco here, but this should cause him to be one wielder below. Pretty significant against a strong economic civ like Aztecs. And Zupamannnn actually milling the deer here. So he is a bit on the lazy side here, doesn't want to push them in. His scout is weak as well, but he's still alive, so he could use that. Could also long distance hunt, but this is effectivizing the hunting here with the mill close to the deer. And also with a significant score lead. Zupamannnn has been scouting more of the map than Bandsnack has been, and Bandsnack with his weak scout risks losing it. And some more long distance hunting for Bandsnack here. I don't think his eco setup is ideal here, considering he was killing a couple of ships at once while bringing in the boar for the second time. So rough start for Bandsnack here. Zupamannnn on the way to the feudal age will have a significant head start here with his 24 pop up. Could be a 26 pop castle age for him. Doable with mines, of course, but I think he needs a few more farms if he wants to go straight for the castle age, so he could be committing a little bit to feudal here with some kind of army presence on the field. Wants like 500, 600 food, but he hasn't clicked up to the next stage yet, so he's desperate for more farms for this to work out, or go more heavily in on the bears as well. The deer will decay as well while he's long distance hunting like this, but at least it's bringing in the food from the deer as well, so he should be okay here. Actually, not that far behind to the feudal age, all things considered. He lost one villager and he's going up to 26 pop. That is 28 pop. That is effectively 29 pop for him, which was probably his ideal plan. But once he reaches the feudal age, he would have a stronger eco setup to continue. Zupamannnn, meanwhile, missing a bit of resource, won't be a direct up here. He's going for the range actually, so could we be seeing some obsidian arrows masterpiece here later on. Mines with the unique tech obsidian arrows, they could break through walls much more easily with their bonus attack against buildings, which you get, not bonus attack, but with the unique tech from Mayans called obsidian arrows. Archers, crossbow arrow 6 plus 6 attack versus buildings. Pretty scary when you have a huge archer mass. So Zupamann with the Castle Age click here, Bonsnak following suit behind, I think, but he's lacking food. He has too few farms here, unfortunately. Pretty heavily on stone here. His Castle Age will be significantly slower than his opponent, who's already committing to army and has the Castle Research on the way up. And with archers on the field for Zupamann, already one range, he is already in a position to counter Ironby once they come out. So this is going to be tough for Bonsnak unless he goes for some different kind of play than the Ironby here. Burmese will generally struggle against archer seeds like mine, simply because the Burmese tech tree only has the first armor upgrade for the archer line, meaning they have shit skirms to say the least. Even though they get elite skirm, they have virtually no armor and will be no match for arballists in the late game, so skirms are not an option for Burmese. I guess you'll have siege of sorts, but you generally have a huge hard time countering archer civs. All in all, not that far behind to the Castle Age though. It's 40% difference, so I think that's a nice save by Bantsenak, being up with losing one villager, but still up to the Castle Age with 2 more population. He's floating quite a bit of wood and gold now. He's enough to drop 1 castle, so he will drop 1 castle for sure. But look at the forward siege already from Zupamann here, something that Bantsenak actually is able to see, because he has apparently teched the no, it actually hasn't teched how much, but the gate has extra line of sight, so just add 1 more tile behind, and this siege workshop would not be seen by Bantsenak. Drops the castle immediately close to the gate, so if Zupamann here is attempting a monk siege push, he will be punished by this castle. He will be completely stopped. But crossbows in production for Zupamann here. He has the military count of 6 now. He has actually not started contesting the relics, which is surprising to me. But here's a monster on field. Zupamann happily blind to the fact that the castle is going up at the back here, so that's going to put a stopper to any kind of monk siege push on this side anyway. Could still break through on a different side, but Bantsenak should still be fine here now. Without significant archer masses, Armby should still work as well. Bantsenak could loop the Armby around here once he gets some numbers and just have the castle and some defensive siege of his own. Look at the second castle being dropped on Bantsenak. So it's indeed the same thing he did on Arena in his previous round. Drops 2 castles almost immediately after reaching Castle Age. That boosts Armby production significantly here. He is pretty unbalanced eco here, but he could sell wood to afford even more Armby production, but he will get the unique unit army numbers up real quickly here, and then it's going straight to the lumber camp, gold mining camp with all of his 10 villagers after this. So now he's floating quite a bit of wood. He's producing Armby from both castles now, and he will have the Armby lead soon enough here. There are 10 crossbows on the field for Zupamann though, but Armby with their mobility could still have an edge for now until our Arbalest comes in later on with extra range. Zupamann with the 1 TC play, but now dropping the second one and dropping for a castle here. Looking for an entry point, but this castle of course serves as defense as well, so Bantsenak is safe for any monk siege action here now. I mean, even if Zupamann breaks through, his siege and archers will easily die to tower fire. What Bantsenak is missing at the moment though is the stables for the appropriate Armby upgrade, but he has the blacksmith, so he can still take some upgrades from there, and his military numbers rapidly increasing here. He has at 12 military now. That should be mainly Armby here for him. So 11 Armby now, and I think he's going to loop around try to break the gate here and raid and make some serious trouble for Zupamann in his home base. Zupamann, meanwhile, has been going to stone, so he should be able to drop a defensive castle at some point, but for now he's busy bringing in relics. He's bringing in relic number 1 for now, and Mannsnak running forward will be able to kill pretty quickly. I wonder if Mannsnak will attack this villager or just keep running and hope that Zupamann doesn't see it. He's going straight for the... No, he's going for the villager. She's history. And here we come, going through not the gate, but through the walls here. Makes sense, the walls have much less HP, and look at this wall just melting to Iron by Fire here. But crossbows being brought in at 16 crossbows against 12 Iron by. Why are you backing away, Zupamann? What's the protection from the walls? Maybe I think he should have just engaged right away here and just pick up as many numbers as possible. For now, there's 5+2 range for Zupamann. With some white row, he should easily be able to deal with this, even though he won't be able to do any damage forward. And more Iron by, still constant, almost constantly in production for Mannsnak here. Needs to back off immediately. It's tough to play Iron by against our best civs. As said, crossbows also would do the work here. It's 5+2 for them, and it's only 5 range for the Iron by, so they are outrange. There's siege here to get some juicy hits in as well. And Mannsnak goes for the forward siege instead. He's hiding away some armor numbers here. Could it be an elaborate distraction going for this building here? Adding siege of his own as well. That's a good addition. If he can get a Manganolo throughout, these crossbows will be struggling a whole lot more. But Zupamann, meanwhile, collecting a lot of stone here, is at almost 400 stone now. Should be able to build a defensive castle by the next time the Iron by get close to Zupaman's base, but the scores virtually dead even here. Zupamann with 10 more villagers, Mannsnak with only 1 more army, but arguably a stronger army that could delete buildings just like that. Still, there is a range issue. It's 7 range for the crossbows against 5 range for the Iron by. So once the crossbows get close, they will still easily be able to deal with the Iron by. No Iron by production from Mannsnak as of now, so he is halting production a little bit. Let's see if his eco is the issue. It's not really. He should still be able to add more Iron by numbers, but he might be able to break through here now. Here come the crossbows and building foundation. This isn't open, unfortunately. This could be very bad for Mannsnak here. Mangonel coming in as well. If the Mangonel gets a hit on the Iron by in addition to the crossbows here, this is... Yeah, so nice dodge from Mannsnak there. He runs back out, sees the Mangonel and the crossbows. Can't really do anything with this Iron by here. I wonder if Mannsnak could consider... Well, he's adding quite a few Mangonels now, so he will have a nice siege backup against the archers here. But I wonder if adding an elephant or two for this Burmese player as well could make sense to soak some archer fire, being a meat shield for the Iron by. So castle going up here, Mannsnak busy dealing with the monastery here. Will not see this castle going up. I don't think he will be able to deny it in time either. He backs off. Let's have a look at the players' ecos again. Zupamann floating very much gold now. Could he be going for the eagle switch already? Dropping a market. Now it's probably just going to adjust the gold eco limits here. Lots of Iron by in the field now, not doing much. 25 Iron by. Could be looking to breaking through again here, but Zupamann has actually been repairing the wall that was hit by the Iron by earlier. And defensive castle is up, so that's going to stop any Mangonels pushing, but here are 25 Iron by now firing away here. Mannsnak's eco, both players going to imp with Aztec's player with a bit of a head start here, but the gate goes down. Look at this Iron by just killing. Don't run into crossbow fire, you lose numbers needlessly here. Need to preserve these numbers to become elite Iron by if Iron by is indeed the continued play here. Some 5 Mangonels in Curie now. Is he going to wait for Onager here? If so, that's a huge and patient play from Mannsnak here. That could be huge for him, having all of a sudden 5 Onagers there to just demolish any Mayan's crossbow action here. But there are 31 crossbows now against 23 Iron by. No, sorry, 26 Iron by. And Zupamann probably... Is this Obsidian Arrows? Yeah, it is, because he isn't imp yet, so he's going for Obsidian Arrows. Now he wants to break through the walls and kill buildings with his archers. He's going to respond to the ranged damaging buildings attacks of Iron by here. So it's Zupamann with actually more villagers overall. It's at 68 against 50 villagers here. Banzak has been committing to a 1 TC play, he's now dropping another one, but now once he runs out of gold, he will need to migrate to this area to get more income. Relic count 3 relics for Zupamann, that just boosts his gold income even more, and Banzak needs to dodge yet again not to run into Castlefire here. I'd say it's still a close game, but Zupamann with massive eco lead for now is taking bracers, taking Arbalest. That should make life extremely difficult for the Iron Buy of Banzak here, but he has 6 mangonels ready to go, and he should probably, if he can afford it. No, he definitely can't afford Onager, unfortunately. He will have to chill out and keep their eco. Pretty weak for Banzak. No, there is Onager. I knew it. It was not stacking 6 mangonels for nothing here. So this could be a huge play here. Once the Arbalists come in, Zupamann won't have any idea that there is actually a siege workshop in the with 6 mangonels here. He knows about production being on, but it doesn't know about the numbers here. So Arbai went straight for the trap here. The trap won't do anything. And look at Banzak actually making himself an opening here. And Onager is in. Look at this. Beautiful hit, gets a few kills here, not all that many, but now suddenly the Iron Bike covered by Onager Fire. Arbalest can not engage nearly as easily. Treb and Repair Villager goes down just like that, but Banzak really needs his Trebs here as well to push back this castle here. And Arbalest get one kill, but look at the hits here. Huge hits for our Mayans player here who isn't preparing an Eagle Switch yet. Eldorado Eagles could be huge here now to deal with especially the siege, arguably the Arabai as well, but mainly the siege. Treb firing away. It's going to be a treb war here, 1 treb each. But then looking at the ecos, this is what could win Zupamann the game here because he has a much stronger eco working for him. University going up for Banzak now, maybe wants ballistics in or siege engineers for his Onagers. If Marines even have that, I actually don't know. But if this castle goes down, it's very, very bad news for Zupamann here. He is not in any trouble with repairs for now. He has 440 stone to work with, so that should be an issue. Banzak really needs to send some repairs in here for these trebs, otherwise this one will go down. And here comes the Eagle Switch from Zupamann. That could be the deadly blow here because he's taking all the appropriate upgrades for Eagles here. Probably missing Eldorado for now for the extra HP, but once you get some Elite Eagle Warriors out on the field, the Onagers are a lot less scary unless the Onagers can get some lucky shots in. Losing Iron by like flies to Arbalest Fire here. And Ram soaking some arrow fire temporarily here, but Onagers, nice attack ground, get some more kills. Look at KD here, 17 to 18 for Banzak. He's lost probably one of his own units to friendly fire. But look at the barracks going up here for Zupamann with Elite Eagle Warrior coming in. What's the upgrades like? He's got all the armor, only missing the remaining attack upgrades. He's missing the unique tech, the Eldorado as well. But he's spending like crazy, getting the army numbers nicely up here, picking off capped ram only with Arbalests here. That's kind of weird, but they do have obsidian arrows after all, so that helps out for sure. 12 eagles coming in, but there are Onagers behind there, so when being in a mass like this, Banzak could get some lucky hits in. Is very well at preserving his army here. The eagles can't really go, but they could still go for the raids because it's open here. Zupamann even though it's open, he knows it's open. So with this amount of eagles, but he loses some eagles to some nice Onager shots here again from Banzak, who is catching up on villagers, sort of here. It's on still on 2 TCs, but taking a neutral rest here. They both are. But Eagle Warriors, Elite Eagles on the field now, ready to deal with trebs. Splits up a little bit here to deal with 2 trebs at once. Iron by dealing very nicely with the eagles here though. Wow! So Banzak takes heavy losses here, but it cleans up quite a few eagles as well. So as long as he can keep his Iron by alive and have some Onagers ready to fire as well, it doesn't look too grim for Banzak. KD 58 to 35 says something up the army preservation of Banznak here in this setup. But Zupamann arguably still with a stronger eco. He has an eco bonus with Aztecs after all. Both players committing to 2 TCs from what I can tell. So if whoever opts for a third TC should be able to gain an even huger eco advantage here. No chemistry for the arbalists, I think, or maybe a tech that the Mayans don't get. I don't have full knowledge of the tech tree. But Armby again dealing with the Eagles. Eagles are not the play for Zupamann here. Elite Eagles, but is also still missing Eldorado. He lost his castle, so he can't really take Eldorado either. Score lead massive for Zupamann here. Now bringing the Alvest in and forces Banznak to either do a tech switch or replenish on this Armby here, because they will be going down quickly now. Now adding a forward castle again. Will be getting traps out again for Zupamann here. Nice and even set so far, so much back and forth. Banznak lagging behind in score, but that doesn't necessarily tell everything. It's just very heavily behind in population and military count at the moment. Doesn't have nearly the same means to produce, but he's chasing with Armby, chasing eagles. He kills eagles very easily with his Armby. But the Onagers now left very unprotected here. If Zupamann sees this, he could task some eagles in and get some easy Onager kills here. Now Banznak pulls back, and also stage. Oh look, could get a hit. Tries an attack round, gets some weakening, but here comes some eagles. Oh, fantastic hit for Banznak here. But here come the eagles for behind, and even if the arbalesters go down, the eagles will be the continued play for Zupamann here. He has a few ranges up, but nothing significant. Eagles chase. This is much gold down the drain from Banznak here. Eagles can run inside Banznak base, raid like crazy, and there's 40 villager difference now, and Banznak with a very fragile eco here with his 3000 wood. Floating lots of wood, no one left on gold, is off this gold due to the forecast. Looks very bad for Banznak at the moment, unfortunately. Eagles raiding in his base, and could we be seeing the GG soon? Looking at the production here, Banznak adding a trap, but that won't really help. His castle here will not go up. I think he will just need to delete and bail on that. Deleting the walls here was a good idea at the time, but he never really re-walled it. Was probably hoping to get more out of his forward army. And still some eagles raiding around, and look at the villager count now. He's down to 38 villagers, Banznak, and where does he go from here? I don't think a comeback is possible at this rate. He's just lost too much here. It's down 35 villagers, well, it's being pushed by tribes and eagles on this side, and eagles and arbs on this side. Arbs easy kill for, or they kill the Armby easily here. 3 traps. Lots of Eagle Warriors to deal with now. The Eagle Warriors outnumber the Armby now, so suddenly the Armby are less scary as well. Castle goes down. It's potentially the last game for Banznak here, so you can see how he wants to hold on, but it looks very grim at the moment. Onager coming in can get a nice shot in though, but GG. So strong performance from Zupamann with Mayans on Arena here. Banznak also with a decent start, but losing a villager early really impacted his uptime, so he got unlucky there. And yeah, fell a bit behind already from the castle age onwards. Really nice set though. Congratulations to Zupamann for advancing to the final of Necropolis Grail. Looking forward to seeing that as well. And with the set going to 2-4, still great performance from both players here. So we're gonna toggle the stats here. Looks like military score hugely different in the end. Here was double score was for Zupamann, 133 to 125 overall. Ecos arguably not that dissimilar except from the food income here. Maybe, I guess there were more farms working for Zupamann overall. Late game Mayans, nothing you mess around with. Need to scout next opponent. Yeah, exactly. They played tonight actually, so but apparently his opponent gave admin win after 3 matches, so I'm not too sure how exciting it would be to cast that set from Rex. So uptimes significantly faster, maybe disregarding Imperial here, but Eco going into Imperial and much stronger for Zupamann as well, that has to be mentioned. Relics, definite advantage here for the Mayans player. Get some 2000 free gold there and also ends up with the Villager High. You never want the Mayans player to have Villager High over yourself because their resources last longer, so that means just even more eco for them. So that concludes today's Necropolis Grail cast. Thanks for watching to everyone. Let's see if we can pass you along to someone here. He plays same strat on every dancing quarterfinal. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, I need to close the stream at this one because I'm truly starving right now. But again, thanks for watching. I will be passing you along to someone else streaming AoE at this moment.